Hello, hello, hello. So, I just wanted to come and reintroduce myself, Taloria T. Jenkins Turner, the founder of Fresh Ground, what was formerly known as Let Your Hair Down. So it all started with just me going out to brunch at Cheesecake Factory here in Greenville, South Carolina, with a couple of my friend girls, and I absolutely loved it. It was a great atmosphere for me and my lady friends, just to let our hair down, get away from being mom, from being wife, from being employee, from being whatever title it is that you hold. Um, I absolutely loved it. And so then I began to have a outing twice a month where we did certain things like sip and paint, either at my house or at a venue. We would go out to eat. We would just have kickbacks at the house. We would do it at different people's houses, and I thoroughly, thoroughly enjoyed it. So, as I went through my breast cancer journey, I went to a meeting at a breast cancer survivor meeting, and that day I just was not okay. And it's okay to not be okay. And I vented to who I thought was maybe a therapist or someone who would be able to help me out that day. It was just me, it was her, and it was another breast cancer survivor. Well, that day, she almost wanted to force me to be okay, force me to be positive. And when I would tell her how I felt, she just did her eyes kind of like that. And it just didn't make me feel like I was in a safe place to share how I was feeling. I have never felt like that in the entire year that I had been doing any kind of therapy where I was talking to anybody. But that day was just not okay. So I decided I did not want anybody else to feel that way ever, ever again. And so I went on a journey of trying to figure out, like, oh, I want to start a breast cancer journey of my own for people who may have gone through it within the last maybe year, maybe two, not too far out, and not saying that it was anything or there is anything wrong with anyone with a far out story or diagnosis, because we can all learn and grow from them, right? However, I went to a tea party earlier that day, and it was just so overwhelming to hear people that had or were survivors of so many years ago. And I, at the time, was still going through treatment. So that was very hard for me. I was there by myself. I didn't have any family or friends with me. I was just trying to venture out on my own. But I didn't feel comfortable there either. And so again, I didn't want anybody else to feel like that. So as I began to share my journey on social media, I began to see how, with me continuing to fight through no matter what, continue to worship, continue to talk, continue to do, that I was helping others, that I was motivating others, and that touched me so much. And so with that being said, I decided to relaunch my Let Your Hair Down, because it's not just for breast cancer survivors. It's not just for anybody that has cancer. It's for anybody that has anything going on. But my main focus is us as women. We need to get our voice back. We need to get our strength back. And so I know that's my thing. And so um but I decided to go off on a whim and said I want to relaunch this thing, right? So I looked and I researched and I thought, what can I name this? And the perfect name is Fresh Ground. So just a little bit of the heart behind Fresh Ground. My absolute mission is to give women a real safe place to land, right? To be in a place where we aren't there to, or here, there, wherever we end up, to pretend that everything is okay. We are here to be real about our struggles, find our strength back together, and help each other build a brand new life on solid ground. Nobody, and I mean nobody, should have to go about doing any of that alone. And so my vision behind all of this is to see a community where every woman who's been shaken up, pushed down, to find her footing again. I want us to be the ground where we all replant ourselves, find our peace, and finally start to bloom exactly where we are. And so with that all being said, let me turn this camera around. I have created a safe place where twice a month I get the space of a library, and we sit here and we talk as women. I have the nice jazz music playing because I just want to create the atmosphere and the ambiance of peace. Somewhere where you can be calm, somewhere where you can be free, somewhere where you can talk about all of the things that you feel you want to share. This is not a place where we hide. This is a place where we feel confident. And it's a confidential place. So these are the tables that are set up. Tonight we'll be having a meeting. This is week number 7. Wow. I have been having meetings, for a couple of months now. And when a new lady comes in, I have a confidentiality and safe space agreement that each will print and sign and date, and it's something that I will keep. And it just pretty much says it's our commitment to each other for this being a sanctuary where we grow, we support, and we authenticate a connection, right? We believe in the power of shared stories and safety required to tell them. To protect this space, we adhere to a strict policy of what is said here stays here. No different than when you in Vegas. What goes on in Vegas stays in Vegas, right? So that's how it is here. So we keep each other's stories private. We have a no advice rule. This is a place of emotional safety. I don't do photography or social media of the group here because, again, it's a confidential place. And then we have a safety expectation. So if anyone feels, they want to do harm to themselves or others, it's my responsibility as a leader to reach out to someone. We also have this Joy Rock here. So whomever is speaking, they have the mic per se. It's not really a microphone, but they are the ones that are speaking at that time. And everyone else is here to listen and not judge. We're all here to help each other. There are some times where we come into the meetings and some women don't want to talk, and that's okay. However, if you don't speak up, we don't know how to pray for you and how to lift you up, right? Every woman, again, gets the confidentiality, safe space, agreement that they sign. You'll also get a Fresh Ground mission and vision statement. And twice a month we come in and we have, like I said, a meeting at a library. And then we have an outing once a month as well. So we actually see each other 3 times a month. We want to get down to the nitty gritty twice a month. And then once out of the month, we want to get together and we want to have fun. Now, those are the things that I will record and share about our outings and the places and the things that we do to come together as women. It's very small and very intimate right now. Would I like to have it bigger? At some point, yes. But right now, I'm okay with having a small and intimate setting. And so also, I'm walking over here now. I'm going to pick up the bag that I give one of the ladies when they are new to the group. And I will kind of go over that so you can see what this is. So this is the clear bag. In it, you have a candle. You have a pack of tissues. You have a little plant. And a bottle of water. You have a pen, a journal. You have a card that has our 4 pillars of this group, which is growth, peace, strength, and relaunch. Along with that butterfly, pay attention to the butterfly. On the back of it says, "Sis, I'm so glad you're here. This is our space. No masks, no judgments, just us. We've all been through fire, but look at us still standing. This fresh ground is where we start planting something new together. Take a breath, let it out, and know that you are safe here. Let's grow." Here is the candle. This is from Just Jasmine. It is Paradise Promise, one of my favorite candles, my favorite smells. This is just a mask, eye mask. This is one of the activities that we did. And inside each bag, you'll also have the, what I like to call the Fresh Ground bag ceremony. So it explains the bag. So everything I put into the clear bag, I put that in because this is how we're coming into this space, right? No hiding, no mask. What you see is what you get. You see, I come in with this little Max dress on, my hair pulled up, with my beach sandals, and I'm comfortable, right? I'm comfortable. No judgments on here, you know? Come in comfortable. This is not a place where you gotta dress up to come to a fancy smancy meeting, because that ain't what we here for. We here to do some we are here to do some work, to do some hard work, some healing, some getting ourselves back together, right? And so going back to the clear bag ceremony, so your journal and your pen, this is your own private sanctuary. Some people can't find the words to speak, but we can find them on paper. And so guess what we do? We write it on paper. The pen is for starting to write your brand new chapter in your own turn. We have our Kleenex because we definitely cry here. When we got some things going on and it's hard for us, guess what we gonna do? We gonna cry about it. We gonna have our time, we gonna have our turn, and we just gonna go ahead and let it out. We gonna let that cry out, and then you know what? We gonna move on because we here to heal. But we shed those tears because we're releasing those tears, and we're releasing whatever it is that we have. And so once we release it, it's gone. Is it gonna come back up? Absolutely, it's gonna come back up. But guess what? It's gonna be okay. We're gonna get through this thing together. And so the water bottle represents planting a garden in our souls. And our garden needs to be watered. This is where we keep hydrated. And we're going to do the hard work of the planting. That candle is when I want the ladies to take home and light it when it feels like it's a little heavy or dark. It's also a reminder that the light is still there and the peace we find here stays with you even when you leave. So when you leave this room, you still have your peace. That is why we meet every other week so that we can keep the momentum going. Sometimes we don't need to miss. Sometimes we need it. Sometimes we need it. That fake potted plant is a symbol of you. Even when it feels like we've been uprooted, we are finding our footing again. We're planting ourselves in this fresh ground so we can finally start to bloom exactly where we are. We got to meet people where they are, and that's what we do right here. Guarantee you, the moment you walk in this room, you may feel that kind of energy that just you can breathe because you're in a room where there are women that have gone through the same exact thing. It might not be right there in that moment, but we've all gone through that one thing at some point in our life. And that index card with that butterfly on it, again, had the 4 pillars: growth, peace, strength, and relaunch. And the butterfly represents the promise of transformation because we've been through the fire and we're still standing and we're on our way to flying. And again, the Joy Rock that I showed you, it was actually given to me during Christmas last year at the Neighborhood Cancer Center during Christmas. So I wanted to bring it here as an anchor for this group because joy is what we're working on reclaiming. And so again, whoever holds the rock, we listen with our hearts and we hold that joy for one another. So that's what it is. So again, I will not share while we are here in this room, but I again wanted to share what this group is about, how I came about it. But what I will do is the topics that we have already went over. That is not even correct talking. We have gone over in the past weeks. I will record for a session. And so you can go back over it. Every time we come together, I open up with a prayer and I close with a prayer because I would not be in this place if it was not for God. God, oh my goodness. He has been so good to me over this last year that I had to fight my way through this journey, this process that I had already won. The battle was already won. The journey was already won, but I had to go through it. I had to go through it to grow, to get rid of things, to let go of things, to let go of people. And so that is why I open this space in prayer and close in prayer. And what I also do is in every single lesson that I come about with this group, I bring the Bible into it because the people in the Bible went through exactly the same thing that we're going through right now. So that's why I bring it in. So it's something that you can remember. You know that you're not alone. You know that we're not the only ones that have gone through it. And we also look at how they went through it. We also do an activity in the meetings so that we can remember that and take that with us. We check in with each other when we come in to see, hey, how you doing? What you got going on? What you want to get off? And that's what we do. So hang tight, and I'll be recording those sessions that I have gone through one by one, and maybe you can join in and catch on. I'll see you guys later. Welcome to Fresh Ground.